Live from the Cactus Creek at Ibri, he is the king of prime time, Ghana's undisputed entertainment laureate, and still the youngest old man in Ghana. Put your hands together, show some love for the indefatigable KSM.
The KSM Show.
Hello. Look, you have no idea how excited I am. This is possibly one of the best Christmases in living memory. Well, I just turned 68 recently. And today, the reason I'm so excited that today is so special for me, because on this Christmas day, long ago, I met a chick that I had a crush on. Long ago, I met this chick that I had a crush on, and trust me, when I say long ago, it's long ago, because I'm talking about I was in class 1. Show me love, man. When you're back to say, in class 1, I had my first crush, and you won't believe it. I'm hanging out today. Today, I'm hanging out with my first crush. And by the way, just in case you didn't know, my first crush happened to be my class 1 teacher. So today, I'm in the house of my class 1 teacher. Put your hands together, show some love for my class 1 teacher, Nana Dadson. If you are Dadson, the handshake goes Teacher, or should I say sweetheart? Because you're a crush, even though you're a teacher, you're a crush then.
I didn't know then.
Yeah, you didn't know. I was quietly sitting in the back, watching my teacher. I say, hey, teacher, you want fair? And still, folks, director, take a close-up of the face so that they see how charming she is at what? Is it 92 or 90?
92.
92? Wow. Show some love, man. So that's 92. So you can imagine 60 years plus years ago when I was in the class, you can understand why I had a crush on my teacher. So finally, it's good to be back here again. I think I interviewed you once long ago. You probably remember the year. I don't remember the year, the first interview.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay.
No.
But that was on Thank God It's Friday several years ago. And I decided to come back because she just turned, I came to your 92nd birthday.
90th.
90th birthday?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine by the grace of God.
And you do look fine. And I can see the grace all over you.
Yes. I think I've been blessed to get to this age and be this fit. And I thank God I have all my wits about me. And that's something. Yeah.
What impresses me most is your memory. Because you talked to me and you mentioned some of my classmates in class 1, and I don't even remember their names. You seem to remember the names of, is there a secret, or is just part of being a good teacher, you have a good memory?
Well, maybe I'm blessed, I would say, because I have a memory. I told you I could remember my first class teacher.
Oh, you remember your first class teacher?
Yes. And I even remember the person who interviewed me to be taken into class 1.
Wow.
In those days, we are all sorts of ages, but the only criteria for taking you is that, well, you can count up to 10, you can do a bit of the alphabet, and you well, basically, your hand have to touch your other ear. That's why I didn't go the previous year, because I was yappy, and my grandmother wanted me to go to school early. But they wouldn't take me because my
Your hand couldn't reach the ear.
No.
That was an interesting way of qualifying and disqualifying people from school. It had nothing to do whether you could read or anything.
No.
You had to be able to touch your ear.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did you feel when you went there? You did everything, you could do your counting and everything, but you couldn't touch the ear?
Well, it didn't discourage my the old lady from not putting me in another place for a while, because they promised, because I was, as I said, yappy, they would like to take me the next year, the following year. They promised.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you went back the following year, and then your hand could touch.
Well, I don't think that was in the. There was a promise that I'll be taking.
Okay.
So I think that wasn't a big deal then.
And when you say you're a yappy, what? Did you like talking? Were you
I think I was quite articulate very early. But one of my uncles told me that I was like radio, quiet, but when I am turned on.
when they turn you on?
Yes.
Then you're
Then
unstoppable.
I have to be turned off.
Who is doing the turn off?
Whoever.
Wow. So it's very interesting, because so back in the day, and still they say children should be seen, not heard. Was that more so back in those days?
Yes, more so. But I remember a few things. A cousin and I, we were very naughty. We will listen when the old people are talking, and we know what they say. Well, some of them, we know the elderly ladies and so on, especially when they are talking about people. They have names for this person, and we know all of it. So as soon as we saw one of them coming, I would make a sign to my cousin, and we would start giggling. And we would perhaps be quite near, but try to be invisible at the same time. And listen to all what was going on. And later on, we'll be repeating. Well, we were smart most of the time about what did we care. We were having fun.
Back in those days, growing up, having friends, what are some of the fun things that you used to do then? What were games or what were the fun things back in those days?
Mostly it was, I remember I had a tomboyish friend who liked climbing trees. So we lived in Ari.
Ari,
Ari area.
Okay.
Then it wasn't Ari, we call the place Ngano. And the other part of it, going to Cuckoo Hill.
Cuckoo Hill.
We call that place Ricky. I think you might have
We lived in
there.
Cuckoo Hill long ago.
Yes.
Yeah, when my father
where
became
was
a
the
moderator, we were living in
moderator.
Cuckoo Hill. Yeah, long ago.
Where the moderator.
Yes, yes.
At first, it was a Scottish man, Wilkinson, and so that place was called Ricky.
Wow.
That's what
You know what? Because the house we lived in was called the Wilkie House.
Yes, yes.
I'm learning things today. So Wilkinson lived in that house.
Yes. So the whole place was called Ricky. We know it was Cookie Hill, but Ricky. And there weren't many houses around. There was Ricky, and then you come down to Villabon. You know Villabon?
No.
No, going towards the cemetery, coming down from Cuckoo Hill,
Okay.
up the hill,
Okay.
towards the church.
The church. Yeah.
Salem.
Salem Presley, yeah, I remember
And
that.
then Villabon is, there was a public bathroom.
Okay.
Those are the public bath places and so on. There was one over there, and Villabon is a big house after that.
I picked up something when you said one of your friends back in the day was a tomboy.
Yeah.
And
We used to climb mango trees and cashew. In those, that area, especially the place adjacent to Papai.
Oh, okay.
Coming from Accra, Papai is on your right.
On the right, yeah.
Yes,
Right. Yeah,
yes. The, adjacent, going to Kuala.
Kuala.
Kuala was the only big house.
So the building
There.
was there that time?
Yeah, it was one Guta Ofe. I think it was an Akuapeman.
That was living there.
I was living there. And all that space there, the place between Papai, the present Papai, and Kuala was cashew and mango.
Oh,
But
wow.
in 19...
So it was all vegetation, mostly
yes,
then?
Yes. So that's where we played. And even though we were quite young, and then during the war, that place, there's a road leading down this way, but between Papai and Kuala, you see there's a road on the right side of Papai, going down to what they call Blue Gate.
Blue Gate,
Yeah. Our house was
around there?
Around there, but the place between Papai and Kuala, with the first place, was full of mango trees and cashew.
Wow. Mangoes and cashews.
Cashew.
So you were going out plucking them and having fun?
Actually, the funny thing is, we weren't fond of the fleshy part of the cashew. Is there not? Our brothers and the boys, they take the end, the cashew, the nut at the end.
Yeah.
Yes. And then how they roast it, they will dig a hole in the ground and then get a sheet of, sometimes the kerosene then came in big cans. about 4-gallon cans. And we take the top of the can. Is used for all sorts of things, for collecting rubbish and things. And they will make holes in the that, then dig a big hole in the ground, make fire in the hole, and put the cashew on the that thing and roast. Even the shell is oily. There's so much oil in it.
Wow.
And it's really, if you weren't careful and you touch it, it could give you a very bad burn.
So these are, growing up, these are some of the things that they'll do for fun?
Yeah, for fun. Yeah. And they even gamble with the cashew nuts. You see. They will put a coin or something, and where is the boys who will do that? They will keep moving it towards each other, and if I flip
it
and it touch got on top of your coin.
Then that's okay.
But,
One time when we were growing up, they were using tops of like bottle tops to play that game. But before then, they were using the cashew nuts.
No, pennies.
Okay. Pennies.
But what you gain is the cashew nut.
Oh, okay.
We each put maybe 2 cashew nuts down.
Okay.
And
So the winner ends up with the most cashews.
Take all. Yes.
What was the attitude towards tomboys back then? You know, because these days.
Well, we didn't know the name, but we will be chastised and say, it's boys that climb trees. Students. We climb trees, we climb gates and things like that.
So this your friend, that was a tomboy that was climbing trees and gates?
She died 2 years ago.
Oh.
Is it 2 years ago? 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh.
We were friends right from class 1. Well, I keep my friends. Maybe that's why my crush kept me.
Show some love for that, man. You crush long time, man. This is the longest crush that you know of, I'm sure. Wow. So the last time I visited, one of your daughters told me a story of back in the day when you were young, how people valued education. And you were telling me about how the wines were imported in drums. Yes. And then when the wines come and they were in the drums, you say your relative would wheel the drum?
My father.
Your father?
Yes.
Would wheel the drum from Accra
to Nsawam.
to Nsawam. Folks, check this out though. The wines come in drums. And so when they come, they have to spread them. So they roll them from Accra to Nsawam. Wow.
Yes.
That was your dad?
My dad, yes. And they will go for 3 days or so and save money. For,
so from Accra to Nsawam would take them about 3 days?
And back.
And back.
I think when they're coming back, they may get leaves or something, sometime, with trucks or whatever I was going.
But going, they had to roll the drums too. And how much were they paid for that?
1 shilling and 6 pence.
Folks, you 1 shilling and 6 pence.
And it was a fortune.
It was a fortune?
Yeah, because you could do that 2 or 3 times and you pay your school fees and they even buy your uniform.
Wow. So that's how they put themselves through school back then?
Yes.
They roll the drums from Accra to Swam.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine it. Yeah, drum no, now from Accra to Swam.
But sometimes they said, well, they have games with it. They have races. They have to invent things.
Things to help, yeah.
To make it fun.
Wow. Then they get their 1 shilling
And 6 pence.
and 6 pence.
Yeah.
And that was enough to pay for their school and things. Wow.
Yes, even me when I was in class 1, I think, up to class 3, the monthly payment of school fee was 6 pence.
Okay.
But it would be, I would say, more than 5p.
Wow. Wow. So, what school did your father go to after?
Bishop School in Accra.
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 Okay.
But I live with my, actually, my father worked in the audit department after he left school. And he was stationed in second D. And he didn't want me to be with him to go to school. So when I was 5, he brought me down to my grandmother in Accra. And there, my cousin, who was 3 years old then, well, we became firm friends. And,
Whoa.
yes.
Whoa.
And she too, she died the year I turned 90. But she was 87 then.
Okay. Wow. How does it feel to be at the age where you are, thankful for your blessings and the grace, and then knowing that most of the friends that you have grown up with, that you were with, they have moved on? What does that make you feel? Does it make you always think that, who knows when I'm going? Do these things cross your mind?
Oh, yes. I think I live by the day, and I thank God. I thank Him mostly for the fact that I think my grandmother said it, that I was born independent, and I don't like being fast over people doing things for me. Like doing things for myself. And I would have been, even though I couldn't see now, I do most things for myself. And I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for that. And I do think that I'm really blessed to keep my memories and things. Well, sometimes it makes me sad to think about all these friends, things we have done, the things we have said, and so on. But still, well,
Wow.
it is the Lord,
Yes.
and His will be done.
I love that. Show some love, man. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be wrapping up with my first crush and class 1 teacher. But I'll touch on a few other things that I think we want to know about and hear from those who are so ahead of us and know so much better than that. So let's take a short commercial break. When we come back, I'm here with my first crush. We'll be right back.
The KSM Show.
So Gigi Bros is right here. We'll be here next week Sunday, 12 p.m. Okay, let's go. This is Gigi Brass. Don't miss it. Tell a friend to tell another friend to tell a friend to tell a family to tell your landlord to tell your landlady or Lotokra. Tell them we are coming.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek. A most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
The KSM Show.
My name is Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo. I have almost been following the program of KSM for the past 20 years. It's a program I've always been watching carefully. In fact, before he came on Pan-African, he used to be on another station, I can't remember now, where the program had been so interesting. And I will call on all Ghanaians who are very much interested in objectivity and also the history of this country to always watch this program. It's a program that is educative and very, very, very interesting. Thank you.
We're back, and I'm hanging out with my class 1 teacher and my first crush. And now that you see here, I think you understand why I had a crush so early on. So we are back. We took a short commercial. And that story really fascinates me about how your father will wheel the drum from Accra to Nsawam to get some. Back in the day, it was good money. Today they will call it Nokofio, but that's good money enough to go to school and everything. So let me get back to you. Schooling. I know you finally passed the ear test, and you went to school. What did you do your secondary and education?
At Eburi.
Abri girls.
Yes.
Proposal hang.
Because Nyamine Hini.
Hey. So show some love for Abri girls, man. Proposal hang. Oh wow.
We were the third batch to do school search in Eburi.
What were some of your fun moments then? Don't you remember?
Plenty.
Plenty.
Oh, then we call it the new school. The school started right behind, adjacent to the church, to the Presbyterian church.
That's where the school started.
Yeah, where it was first, it started as a middle school. Long, I think in the early 1990s. And then they made it a primary school. And sometime, I think in the late 30s, they moved the primary school and had left the middle school, and then they added a teacher training for women. And then in 1946, the Scottish missionary thought they should, I think then the colonial government, they were preparing the country for, to hand over. So they were trying to have a lot more people going to secondary and going on to university, so as to increase. The workforce and the top were, I think they were mostly thinking of top civil servants and so on. That's all they were thinking of. And so in 46, they started the secondary. So the entrance exam, in those days, there was no common entrance.
Okay.
So the entrance exam, they would do the entrance exam, and then they will take you all on. When you, I think you indicate whether you want to just be go to teacher training or secondary.
Okay.
Actually, I went to go to teacher training.
I see.
Because I went to standard 7. If you finish that standard 7, when you get there, then they think you are matured enough to do 4-year training and go and teach.
I see.
And that's what I wanted.
So your option was to pursue teacher training,
Yeah.
not the secondary. Oh, wow.
But after a year, they thought I could do the secondary, could be, because they were thinking of having people to go into the ministry of education, planning, developing curriculum and things like that. And they think having more maybe scholarly education before the practical things like teaching and so on. Some people can benefit from that. So I was put in the secondary department with some others. And the funny thing, with some others who have come from middle school, standard 5 and standard 6. All the standard 7 went into the teacher training. And then they pushed me into the secondary. After a year in the teacher training.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Wow, that's some love, man. Let me fast forward. Tech Primary, KNUSC Primary, and that's my. Let me fast forward. So, how did you become a teacher at Tech Primary?
Actually, after my schooling, I went to Tech for training. Then it was College of Technology,
Back
Science
then.
and Technology.
Okay.
Back then, College of Science and Technology. When I was there, it was Reverend Rister.
Oh, Richard was a chaplain then.
It was chaplain.
Okay.
It was when I got married that your father came from Prempeh College. And we came.
Okraponopa. Yeah, my father was at Prempeh College and then came to Kumasi Tech.
Tech,
Yeah. Okay. That was around the time you came?
Got married.
Oh, you got married then?
Well, I had scholarship to go to Britain in 58, after independence, just after independence. And I did to do specialize in infant teaching and infant education, actually. I finished in 61. I was employed at Wesley College. College.
Okay.
Wesley Training College. That was my first.
Your first? Okay.
I got married in my first year and to visit Dadson. He was then a lecturer at technology. So I transferred to the campus.
Okay.
So going forwards and backwards. And anyway, I prefer teaching infants.
Okay.
Because that's what I specialize in.
I see.
So
that's how come you became my class 1 teacher?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, compared these dates for me, back and then you went to the UK, you went to study infant education.
Yes.
You came back and you're teaching class 1. How does that compare today with the teaching methods of, what do they call it now? Special training for kids and all that kinds of things. Is that something that you have started doing, the infant education?
Infant education. Well, this infant education, actually, they meant me to be in the ministry. Rather, as I said, for curriculum development and things like.
But not to actually be in the field as a teacher.
No.
They wanted you to do the policy, everything.
Yeah, but it's because of marriage that when I was coming back after I finished the university in Britain, I knew I was getting married. And that's why I applied for a place at Wesley College. I'm still in education, and it's teacher training, so I can teach what I had learned to students. At Wesley College, I taught teaching methods and English and English methods.
I'm very curious, now that you talked about your marriage and how that moved you back to Kumasi because you was teaching at Tech. When did you guys meet?
Pardon?
When did you meet your husband?
We actually met a scripture union.
Oh, really?
Yes.
In Ghana or?
In Ghana.
In Ghana?
Yes.
Wow, you're both
I I knew him
Okay.
before I went. We've been friends for a year before I went.
Before you went.
Yeah.
And so the friendship was started before you went.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So when you were going, you
Well, so he waited for me.
Okay.
And he was mocked by his friends that it's women who wait for men.
But he waited for you. Wow. So you were corresponding and he kept telling you, you better come back, I'm waiting for you. Oh, wow. So you came back and then you got married in Ghana, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And when was he a teacher as well, or he?
Yes.
Okay.
When I was going as a when I was going to Britain, before I went to Britain, I was teaching at Anumble, primary school.
Where?
Anumble.
Okay,
It's the village beyond Achimota Dining Hall. It used to be, well, sort of village for the clerks and other, apart from teachers, other staff of Achimota College. They lived there. And there was a school, which was a practice school for Achimota. Achimota had a school, a college, and the university started there.
Okay.
So all the specialists, like specialist courses in education, like music, arts, domestic science, and physical education, all started on Achimota, on Achimota campus.
I see.
Yes.
I see.
And
Wow.
and the primary school was a practice school for all the students and so on. But from tech, and at that time, the college site had been moved to Kumasi. All the specialist courses, home science, physical, music, and so on.
Oh, that was moved to Kumasi.
Kumasi. Actually, because the musical training session was there, Atamu was there, Ifren Mamu.
From Mamu?
So
Wow.
those doing education, teacher training, sort of students on the campus, we were taught by Atamu music.
Oh,
Atamu.
really?
Oh, yes.
And if you don't know it from Mu, then you don't come from Ghana. Yeah, assassin, one boy. I'm sure you all know. He was your teacher.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He was a very interesting teacher. And he never like my name is Victoria. Why would I should be called? He will ask you, whoa, no. Now what? 1, 2 ding. Mr. Wooding. What Wooding? But Wooding Trev.
He wouldn't accept the Victoria.
No. So you decide, you tell him, and then he decide to call you what he likes from your name. Like Nana Miyoko. And so the Nana is common to a lot of people. So well, I'll call you Coco.
Wow.
That's all.
Wow. So, yeah, we all know Ifrimamu that he was very African in thinking. He wanted the names, his music,
Okay,
and he
you
wouldn't
go-
even accept your name as Victoria. He wanted.
No.
Wow. Wow.
Missy was frauding. So you have to.
Oh, this is amazing, man. To have been taught by one of the greatest.
It was a very interesting man.
So, what did he teach? Music, then, I guess.
Music. And we the teachers training people who have come straight from secondary school, or he did chorals with us.
Do you remember any of his songs from back then that he taught? He himself taught.
Ya no me vibre me, ya no me vibre ma.
Yeah. Yeah, no, maybe and okay.
Usei.
Folks, you are listening. This is really enchanting history, man. Dr. Umu, that we know from back in the day, she was one of her students, and we are learning, not learning, we already know that he was into Africa. He's a patriot, and now, as a student, he wouldn't accept his name as Victoria. Wow. So I want to fast forward from hanging out and being taught by Dr. Ifrimamu to the time you came to Kumasi Primary. How long were you teaching in class 1 before I came to the class, or did you start with us in class 1?
No. I think I started with your sister Joyce.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she was ahead of me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her class was in
Okay.
62. Yeah.
Wow. And then my class came in.
Your class came in, and then there was this Bafu.
Fritz.
No, Fritz.
Gerald.
They were ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Fritz was ahead of me.
Ameyao.
Ameyao. Oh, wow. So Amia was in the same class as I was in?
I should think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you in the same class as Dorothy Gordon?
Dorothy Gordon. Let's see. I think so. I think so.
Yeah, I thought Dorothy Gordon. She sometimes even followed me home because she liked me so much. So you weren't alone.
So how long did you teach class 1 pupils at the...
In Anungla, I taught class 1 for 4 years before I had the scholarship to go to Britain.
Oh, before you go to Britain. Okay, okay.
Yeah. And then when I came back, well, I taught another 3 to 4 years. You know, then the academic year started in January and ends in December. The academic year was the same as the calendar year.
Well, folks, if you've just tuned in, I don't know why. I know you haven't just tuned in, but I'm hanging out with my class 1 teacher. It's a privilege. It's a great honor for me on a Christmas day to be hanging out with my class 1 teacher. And those of you who have tuned in from the beginning, I'm sure you have learned so much. Learned so much. Let me ask, do you vote?
Yes, I do.
You do?
And I did vote.
Yes. This recent one, you voted?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, I voted.
Wow.
I used my walkers.
Use your
Walker.
walker? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Get the,
Wow. Congratulations, man. I won't ask you where you voted, what you voted, but congratulations for voting. Show some love, man. So those of you who stay at home say, look at her in her 90s. She
Don't mind them.
we shouldn't mind them, man.
Who do they want to vote for? To vote for them?
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. My final question is this. You look very, very strong. And we talked about it, and you said it's all the grace and the blessings, you know. And I think last year you had an injury, and you had a slip disc. Was that, am I correct?
Yeah.
That is so painful. Yeah. And I think when your daughter told me that, oh, Ma has a slip disc, I was like, Charlie, a slip disc at her age, the pain. How were you handling that? How did you go through and get out of that, and now you can actually stand and you are quite strong?
You manage it. You've got it.
You've got it, so you manage it. I like that. There's nothing you can do. You've got it.
No, you've got it.
So manage it.
Manage it, yes.
Wow.
I think it's so good. And now, I move with little pain, but I'm so happy that I could stand straight and could walk. I keep telling them that, but for my sight, I would be running.
Wow. Wow. Oh, this has been so amazing. I won't call you teacher, I'll call you sweetheart. That's my first sweetheart, guys.
You see why I'm blessed. I'm so blessed.
Yeah, you are blessed. You are blessed, and we are all receiving parts of the blessing, and God give you the strength and the grace and the blessing to keep you around as long as possible, and we too will hopefully be around as much and be supporting you and occasionally come by and visit. So thank you so much.
You are most welcome.
Let's do our 3 thing again. It's like, we start with the there, 2, 3, and then there we go. Show some love, man, to my class 1 teacher. And folks, we have been hanging out here, and I came to her house. I said, this is going to be my best Christmas present for myself, and also present for all of you viewers out there. So until we come back again, KSM signing off from the residence of my class 1 teacher. In the same ways as I always do, I am out of. Let the whole world say, cheers.
The KSM Show.